everyone. Welcome to our new podcast called Mother Me Keisha. Yes, Keisha from The Truth Show and Keisha's Gossips and Truths.
And daughter, me Alexis, from who's currently in college right now. So.
Al Azaya Chat, which means...
AKA Random Chat.
Yes, that's what it means. Hello all, I'm here with my daughter finally, who has been away doing midterms and so on. So from now on, when she's not available, my husband will fill in, okay? But we're going to mix it up a little. We're going to talk about the very revealing interview with Meghan, Markle, and Prince Harry had with Oprah Winfrey on Sunday, March 7th, and the latest rantings of her sister Samantha. I know I did a video about this, but this has been on the list of podcasts for a while. Oh, and just to let you guys know, we're going to do a Q&A following this podcast. I'll let you know. I posted on my Truth Show, Keisha's and Gossip, my Instagram, so you guys should be following that. I posted on there where we're going to do the Q&A. That way you can live tap in and access questions. Okay? Just want to point that out. I remind you guys at the end of the podcast of what we're going to do, that Q&A. Anyway, so we're definitely going to get deep into Samantha Markle and her latest rantings. We're going to get very deep. You know what I mean, Lex?
Yeah. That interview was very revealing, and as you said, it confirmed a lot of things you've been saying over the years.
I know, how amazing. You know, after watching that interview, I was a little hurt and drained because it took me through many emotions, especially being an emotionally receptive and intuitive empath. Meaning I can pick up people's emotions very easily and sometimes take them as my own. Hence why I try to avoid large crowds, because I always leave them drained. And so are you, Alexis.
Yeah, I pick up many things and sometimes it can drive me crazy and drain me.
Yeah, and to also have a heightened perception of the unspoken, meaning that not only can I pick up energies in front of me, but even those that are still to come, meaning I get a strong gut feeling and intuition on something. And over time, my instincts are always right.
Yeah.
With that said, I was relieved that Meghan and Harry finally spoke out. I mean, I remember when I read about a rift during the wedding, about the flower girls wearing tights or not. I wasn't sure who they were talking about or who was causing the rift. I mean, I read it was Kate, but I didn't know it made Meghan cry because they did print the opposite. I mean, that part was not untrue. They did print the opposite. And Kate never came out and, cleared the waters or cleared the whole misconfusion because, her image or whatnot. So I was glad that finally got cleared up.
Yeah, the media is known for doing that. The royal family is really good at controlling the narrative about their reputation.
Yes, they are. And I know upon Prince Harry and Meghan Markle leaving their senior roles that they were going to make them pay by stripping things that they held dear, especially Prince Harry, and he claimed in an interview that they gave him warnings that they were going to strip it. I'm sure that was a strategy to get him to not quit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And his financial resources and his safety, which I don't even think should even be a part of the list. He's a prince, and he's an heir, so to speak. So I don't know what was up with that, but they definitely were strategizing, trying to keep them from leaving despite all the backlash from the media that they didn't stop. But anyway, he still didn't comply or give in. He left and never looked back. But he still tried to stay in contact with them, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that really shows he loves Meghan a lot.
I know. And it also mirrors Princess Diana, too, who didn't have anybody. She, too, was feeling trapped and misused as she, again, started having suicidal tendencies, which I guess can happen in an environment like that. I mean, can you imagine being married to someone who doesn't love you and can care less if you live or die? You were literally just a image and stepping stone requirement to his throne.
Diana said she suspected her husband had gone back to Camilla Parker Bowles, and she confronted him about it.
I remember saying to my husband, why this lady around? And he said, well, I refused to be the only Prince of Wales who never had a mistress.
In fact, Diana claimed Prince Philip had actually given his blessing to the affair on the eve of a royal wedding, as long as Charles gave marriage to Diana a sporting chance.
My father-in-law said to my husband, if your marriage doesn't work out, you can always get back to her after 5 years, which is exactly it. I mean, for real, I knew that had happened after 5 years. I knew something was happening before that.
The princess was seething, frustrated, and trapped in a life she knew was a lie.
Yeah, and Prince Harry says so much in his interview as well on how he thought his father, Prince Charles, would have understood because he went through something similar.
Yeah, but I have my disregards on what they said happened to his late mother, Princess Diana. I think everyone have their disregards about that. It was leaked that Prince Philip allegedly may have had something to do with it. Oh, and Meghan also revealed that the royals were worried on the complexion of their child. I mean, I did read that and I exposed that in the video as well.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Drunk Camilla. You see, this is how it all went down. Okay, it all went down days before Prince Harry and Meghan revealed their baby news. It was told that the couple wanted to reveal it to Prince Charles and William, of course Kate, during a private dinner at Prince Harry and Meghan's home. But racist, evil, alcoholic, and bigot Camilla had downed a couple of glasses of gin and tonic and begun taunting Meghan yet again. Oh yes, it was told that she made the comment that Meghan was too old to have a child and that she should wonder what color the baby would be. Of course, Kate, who was rumored to be close friends with Meghan, was horrified of what Camilla had just said, and she was told to have called Kate a disgrace. Then Meghan chimed in and went in on drunken Camilla by exposing how Camilla has been trying to destroy their romance since day one. Then she said that it was time that the truth should be revealed about her cheating on Prince Charles. She didn't mean to yell it out, but she had it with the racist remarks that Camilla had constantly made. I mean, you seen her at the wedding, whereas it was told that she was overheard making another racist remark to Kate, who played it off with a smile and a look. But truth be told, Kate and Camilla are not friends, and she only tolerates Camilla for the sake of her husband, Prince William. Now, getting back to the story. Now, what's ironic was that her father said that Meghan looked scared upon looking at a picture of her. I mean, I know they had their issues, but one thing for sure, a parent knows when their child is scared or not. And he knew, and he was right.
Yeah, but then the royal family PR, etc., got to him, and he went from being concerned
to opposing and vile like most of the UK. And still are. You know what I mean? They are vile. You should see them in the comment sections. Almost make you want to cry. And YouTube don't do anything about it.
Okay, right. But what's also crazy is when Harry said his father stopped taking his calls.
Oh, I know. When he said that, I was like, this confirms my first thought about Prince Charles. Despite me almost giving him benefit of the doubt, and I still kind of give him the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't that cruel. But as soon as Harry said that, it was like a flood of videos, blogs, and so on came rushing in. And then I remember something Princess Diana said about someone whom Prince Charles was jealous of. Diana was getting too close to him. It was her bodyguard, Barry Manicky. And how this man ended up in an accident or something. And she said this. He broke the news, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's literally what he did. And she said this. He broke the news so casually, and I'm paraphrasing, right before their appearance in Cannes, I believe. So they were literally in a limo when he told her he was dead. Like they was getting out of the limo, or they was in the limo, getting ready to get swarmed by this huge crowd of paparazzi and fans. He was like, oh, by the way, Barry Manicky died in an accident. Casually. And then seconds later, you know, she's supposed to... I mean, seriously. She was devastated, but she couldn't show it. Because A, she had an evening gown on, and B, they were about to be bombarded, as I just said, with paparazzi. Can you imagine? But what's sketchy is how casually he was able to say it.
The same with they having sexual.
No.
Whatever the nature of Diana's relationship with Barry Manicky, newspapers have reported it was a full-blown love affair, though Manicky's wife says there is no proof. Gossip about the Princess of Wales and her bodyguard spread through the royal household like wildfire.
And it all got so difficult, and people got so jealous and bitchy in this house, and eventually he had to go. And it was all found out, and he was chucked out.
It wasn't clear to Diana what her husband knew about her relationship with her bodyguard. But after Manicky was moved from protecting Diana and dismissed from royal service a few months later, Diana got the shock of her life. While she was riding in a limousine with Charles on the way to a premiere at the 1987 Cannes Film Festival, he turned to her to tell her about an incident the previous night involving Barry Manicky. Charles was casual, but to Diana, the news was an unbelievable bombshell.
And Charles said to me that he was killed in a motorbike accident, and that was the biggest blow of my life, I must say. That was a real killer.
Diana said revealing the news in such a casual way on such a formal occasion was a particularly cruel and callous move by her husband.
And Charles thought he knew, but he never had any proof. And he just jumped it on me like that. And I wasn't able to do anything.
Crushed as she was, Diana still had to put on her happy royal face for the cameras at Cannes.
I just sat there all day going through this huge high-profile visit to Cannes. Thousands of press. Just devastated. Just devastated.
I mean, isn't that like a little bit heartless, as if he didn't care? I mean, you don't just casually say to someone that you know that this person was probably close to, that, hey, this person passed away, this person that you were close to, someone you talk to on a daily basis, person you probably even been friends with. Yeah, they passed away. I mean, that's the codest thing.
That's literally what happened.
But, like, usually people will be more conscientious to make sure that they'll tell them after the event, a time where they can really take that moment to really grieve the incident, not just immediately have to put on a mask, if you will.
That would have been nice, but you have to understand, Prince Charles, at the time, of course, he was messing with Camille. He never stopped messing with Camille before and after they got married. And
But he obviously didn't care about it, though.
No, he didn't want to marry Princess Diana. First of all, he thought she was too young, first of all, and he wasn't in love with her, or he probably was attracted to her because she was young. Well, that and among other reasons. But he wasn't in love with her. He was seriously in love and just infatuated with Camille. Why, I have no idea, but you gotta understand, Camille is a very experienced woman, and what I mean.
But I always wondered that, because I'm like, I wonder if that matters, because it seems like it does for some guys when they get intimidated when they meet another female, like Princess Diana. I mean, they made it a big point on interviews and TV shows, newscasts, that she was a virgin. And she was very young.
Oh, they made it known, too, like it was
they kept saying, right, they kept saying it over and over and over. It's so weird.
A virgin. I'm like, oh my gosh. That part I never did like when they put that out there. Oh, she's a virgin, she's young, but she was, I think she was 19 or something.
Yeah, she was like real young.
She was very, very young. She's a child, so to speak.
Because she's still a teen.
Yeah, and she just got pushed into this lifestyle.
Yeah.
That she thought was cookies and cream and picture perfect and book fairy tales, but it wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, and she didn't even really have a choice in that matter, because her parents and her family really pushed her, because they saw this as a great opportunity, which it really was a great opportunity, but it was more like a nightmare underneath the fantasy.
Yeah, it was. And then fast forwarding to modern times, you have Meghan Markle, who, so to speak, she wasn't a virgin. She wasn't as naive going in, because Princess Diana was naive going in. She became very intelligent, very aware, and wiser after she got in, but she wasn't,
But
like
back
that
then
before.
it was too late.
Yeah, that's true. But still, she got in, she had this career, she had her own money, she wasn't getting inherited, she wasn't like Kate Middleton and all the rest of them. She had her own money, she owned 2 houses, one in the U.S., one in Canada. She was doing the things. She had degrees and stuff, so she was a very intelligent woman, So she went in with all of this, and Harry saw this as an independent, modern woman. She's not going to put up with my shit. I'm not going to put up with her shit. She's not going to be so submissive and yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, and all of the other stuff. She's going to have her own voice, which is what he wanted. He did not want the wife that they were trying to push him to.
But you can tell, though. You can tell, like, just in the old interviews and how he spoke about females. You can tell he wanted someone that was a little bit
more
different.
independent.
Yeah, because, I'm not saying that this was like...
His family didn't, though. His family wanted another Kate Middleton.
Yeah, because you could tell, like, who his family wanted him to marry. I forgot the lady's name, but they was pretty much pushing her.
Yeah.
And she was pretty much fit the bill.
Yeah, she was raised to fit the bill.
Yeah, but I don't think...
old fashioned. I agree with Hillary Clinton, even though people don't like her because what the media say. And I have said this many times. Please stop believing a male dominant media about a certain person when this rumor literally got started from what, Trump and his cronies. Everyone was all Hillary Clinton, pro Hillary Clinton, until Trump started bashing and stuff about her. And then people just believe it. Such sheep. I just have to say that because I put her clip in my video and people just, they calling her the baby eater, the baby drinker, and the killer and the trafficker. The stuff they say about Hillary Clinton is seriously mirror image to what they say about Meghan Markle. One person said they choose his name, Archie, from Illuminati, and she's part of Illuminati and she drink blood. I'm like, well, you know, this is starting to get freaking insane.
I know.
And people believe it. I'm like, you realize what they're doing. This is racist. This is racist and discriminatory at its fullest. You are seeing it now. But people are so brainwashed to believe that it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And her sister, who she's not close with, Samantha Markle, who got some serious psychological issues. She need to go seek some counseling or something. The woman is in her 50s talking about a woman in her 30s. Her sister got a book. She sound ignorant and childish. You got all these degrees, but you not sounding very bright. And you can tell how she speaks. She's very bitter. You know what I mean? She'd be like, "Oh, she's a narcissistic person. She's gonna do this. They're gonna be divorced." I'm like, you hoping they're gonna be divorced? And how is she narcissistic when you're the one who's seeping out the intention? You wrote a freaking book and jumping on news stations and blogs to talk about your sister, but you call her the narcissistic one? Do you know the definition of that? Maybe you should look it up. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't mean to go on about it, but I just think the whole thing is biased. It's definitely double standard. Meghan Markle is being hit in all corners, and I can't even say anything good about her without people in the comment section calling me every name but the child of God. And the things they say about her breaks my heart. And you can't say anything opposing because you're going to be bombarded with people saying hatred things. YouTube, they agree with the hatred. So if you say anything opposing, they're not going to agree with you because it's going against the agenda they are too believing. Mm-hmm. You got TMZ, who's obviously getting paid probably by the royal family, I'm assuming, because they're agreeing with the majority, especially with the wedding, because Meghan Markle said they got married behind the house or something like that, a private ceremony before the actual ceremony.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, her mother was there and someone else. This pastor, whoever the hell he is, who's getting paid by the royal family, by the way, he didn't say clear. He just gave you the guidelines on what this ceremony entails. You got to have 2 witnesses. She just told you they just got married in the backyard, with some other person. But she probably didn't say her mom because that goes unsaid. Her mother was there. Sometimes okay, my daughter's with me all the time. I'm not going to say she's with me when everyone knows she's with me. She's a part of me. When I talk about myself, I'm talking about my daughter. Same thing with my husband. So her mother probably was there. She don't have to get in detail about everything. People be asking for too much. TMZ hunted this information down and had to prove her incorrect.
I feel like if you have to do all that just to prove someone incorrect, I think there's something wrong with you.
TMZ been sketchy for a long time anyway, though.
Yeah, I mean, aren't TMZ the ones who, I know going a little bit off topic here, but it still relates to what we're talking about. Aren't they the ones who pretty much ridiculed Britney Spears during the days?
Oh, yeah, they ridicule anyone. They're
Which
not...
is unfairly, by the way.
I'm starting to wonder if they are racist themselves.
Which I would not be surprised.
They love broadcasting violence of black people on their
yeah,
that's for sure. More so than white people.
Yeah. They're the they have done some really sketchy stuff before, so I wouldn't even put them up there as far as in legitimate resources, and I wouldn't even...
And unbiased resources,
yeah,
too. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of interesting that people are quick to believe a lot of these main sources, even though they have a history of not being the most...
credible and unbiased.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, if I was a royal family and I was running a business, because that's literally what it is, an institution, as they stated... I will seep out the highest and the most popular blogs out there, and TMZ would definitely be on my top 5 list to drive another narrative to make whatever Meghan Markle say not credited. I will go full throttle with her sick, vindictive sister, and I will make sure her story gets pushed. That way people can do what they're doing right now. Discredit everything Meghan Markle say. See, what people don't understand about the media, if you keep feeding people the same stuff over and over,
they will eventually believe it.
They will believe it. Only a few people will be like, okay, this is weird. Why are you trying to push this narrative on me for? Same thing with religion.
But that's only for people who actually think. That's the difference.
They force that girl down your throat. But
that's the difference between people who like actually have their own beliefs and they stick to it and they believe what they believe in their heart and they don't let anything change that. That's the difference between that person and you have more common people who I would call more akin to sheep, but a lot of people hate when you call them that, even though they act like it.
They do.
But I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
When they act like more like sheep and they believe whatever is in front of them, of course they'll say, no, I don't. But how come whenever like an idea or something like Meghan Markle being this or that is thrown in front of you, you know it's true, but you eventually believe it because it's in front of you so much. You
believe it, yeah.
Yeah, which, I mean, is only a natural thing. I mean, it's scientifically proven that if you say one thing to someone for a long time, they'll eventually take that into a fact, even though it's not a fact.
Yeah. Which is crazy because everything she said got backed up by actual proof.
Yeah, but no one apparently cares about what's actually proven, but whatever.
Yeah, she said they got buried in the backyard. Okay, TMZ came with some logistics saying it wasn't a second person, so it wasn't valid or creditable or legal. But you just proved that they did have a ceremony before the wedding. Now, we don't know if it was credible or legal or anything of the nature.
She didn't say that. She just said that they did have a ceremony.
They did have a ceremony. It was one of the person. I'm not even sure, but that's literally what she said. Paraphrasing. She probably didn't mention her mother. Again, there are people in people's lives that you just automatically know they're going to be with you. But she got to point out every solitary freaking person that was with you. Maybe she's trying to save her mother from the wrath that she's getting. You ever stop to think of that? Like, they didn't even realize that. This is proven. Everything she said was literally proven, Alexa. I'm not even close to being kidding. Literally proven that she said that was legit. You can't even oppose it, but like, oh my gosh, she's lying. No. Remember she said she had mental issues and she was being suicidal or whatever? Mm-hmm. Around the time her mother ran a marathon for suicidal victims. Around the time. Mm-hmm. Her mother didn't go on and say, I ran a marathon like Tina Knowles and all the rest of them moms. I'm going to do it, or Kris Jenner, who lives off their daughter's publicity. Oh, yeah. No, she didn't do that. She just ran a marathon. Because on behalf of her daughters and other victims who are suffering from these mental, emotional issues. Even though she don't have mental issues, she had emotional issues that affected her mentally because of the crap that was going on. It's not like she has mental issues, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her mother ran a marathon around the time she said that she had it. Did TMZ report that?
Of course not.
Nope. They went on to post about, I think they did a copy of Thomas Markle's interview. He was talking about, well, he was being Thomas Markle. I don't know how a man can sit up there and talk about his daughter like that. Just being Thomas, oh yeah, I didn't ghost her out, yada. He was really not talking about anything and he was slurring his language. And then when they said she was suicidal, his demeanor shifted a little bit. I think that really affected him as a father. Like, oh, she was suicidal. I think he repeated it. And then he started talking about Prince Harry. Well, Prince Harry, he wore the Nazi uniform and da. There was a leak advertisement, some Halloween advertisement or whatever, where he had the Nazi uniform or sleeve on and whatnot for Halloween some years and years back.
Yeah.
I don't know the story behind it. He said he didn't know or something. I doubt if he didn't know, and maybe he didn't know. I doubt if he didn't know.
I really don't like judging people on their past actions like that because people can change. I mean, look at
that's true. I've done some crazy things as well.
I mean, I haven't done anything like that, but I'm saying like I have
none racist like that.
No,
I have actually.
I'm just saying like you and I have changed. I mean, I have
not
changed.
Racist, but homophobic.
Yeah, I know, but you and I have changed.
Those are my heavily church days.
You and I have changed drastically over 2 or 3 years, and like a lot of people like to point out, oh, you did this in the past, so you must still be the same. But people really can change.
Yeah, and apparently he has changed, and he hasn't shown any signs of being racist. Not his entire life, he has not shown he's been racist at all. So that Nazi he probably didn't know how effective that was. But his brother, however,
probably did not.
William is snooty as they comes. I mean, he is in line to be the king. I mean, he got trained with the other old-fashioned people in terms of how to run a country versus modern times now. So he's snooty. He can't help himself. He's a snooty ass man. And Kate Middleton, she is very submissive. I don't mean to talk about her. Matter of fact, let me just say this. People say I'm judging. And I have had several debates with my daughter about this too. Stating facts is not judging, Lexus. Go ahead and say it. Because her and I had a huge argument about a family member. And she's like, you shouldn't. I'm like, you saying I'm judging? How am I judging when I'm stating facts? Stating facts is not judging. Right?
True, because we did debate and we went back to the definitions of what judging is. And we end up concluding that technically,
when you state facts,
you're not judging.
Exactly. So when I state facts about someone, it's not judging. And y'all go throwing a stone crap. Okay. Again, stating facts is not judging. I'm stating facts about people. Okay. So this is not judging. But yeah, I think that Prince William is doing as he comes. Prince Charles is very racist. I think I list a 3-part racist person. It's the blatant racist person who has the Confederate flags and they're up there, chanting White Lives Matter or whatever the hell what they be preaching again?
I don't know. Usually it's like a Nazi flag or Confederate flag or something like that.
Donald Trump,
Make America Great Again.
Yeah, Make America Great Again. I completely blocked this crap out. Seriously, when his term was up in office, I blocked him out for real.
A lot of people
erased.
Honestly, a lot of people did. You should see like a lot of YouTubers. I forgot his name, but he's one of my favorite drama YouTubers.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, as soon as Donald Trump was out of office, it felt like everybody's demeanor shifted to more of a positive.
Oh yeah.
It's like America.
I'm trying to be positive. I'm starting to have concerns about Biden doing his border stuff, but that'd be a whole other podcast.
Yeah, but it's like everyone. Finally feel like they can breathe again. Take that
sigh, exhale. I know. Oh my gosh, yes.
I know. I mean, look, the racist people are still out there. It's just that they might have to go back into hiding for a bit because, yeah,
they're definitely out there. And what's crazy is that, as I was saying, that blatant racism. Yeah, that's one person, and the second person is convenient racist person, but they really are racist. They are the people who will probably donate to your charities. They take pictures with you. They do but they only do it when it's convenient to aid for their image or for monetary gain. But at the end of the day, they are racist.
So, a lot of influencers nowadays who act like they care about black people, but they're so racist.
Yes, but the third one, who I think the royal family is, or whoever. These are the people who will be friends with you. They will go to your kids' birthday parties. They will walk with you. They will do all this stuff. But then they will talk about you in a racist format to all the other racist people. These are the people who, when the time comes, will definitely show their true colors. Those are the dangerous ones.
The snake, if you will.
Exactly. And we already know who those people are.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the ones who's hard to identify. And I think in this terms, we know the third part is more than likely the royal family because we know their history. And Samantha, who's white, by the way, should really do her research on the royal family and their history. Maybe she'll have a different narrative, but considering she's white, by the way, she probably will have a different narrative. People say, oh, but they're blood and she's sister. I'm sorry. I know they say blood is thicker than water, but you need water to live. Okay, so we can have an argument about that day and night, but we'll still bump heads in the even line. You need water to live, you need blood to live. Okay, we can keep going back and forth with this, but we still going to end up in the same spot.
But then again, both of us have don't agree with the majority when it comes to about the whole thing about family. You should keep family closer. And all that
please, family can be worse than friends.
But for me, family is not blood relatives. But that's just my viewpoint on it. But whatever.
I know. I mean, they're people. They're still people. Just because they're family doesn't mean they are equipped with different potency in their blood. Like they can't be manipulated and brainwashed. Like they can't have hatred in their heart. Like they can't be racist. Like they can't be hurtful. Like they can't be deadly. Like they can't be killers or jealous. At the end of the day, they're just people. You just don't happen to share the same blood. Just because you share the same blood doesn't mean you all immortal or connected in some kind of moral standards. No, moral standards are individualities. Individuals have their own particular moral standards. Because you blood, you don't share the same moral compass.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people tend to misconstrue that fact.
Yeah.
Oh, because they're family, we said it's... No. I have seen many videos on people who have lost their families because they agree with Black Lives Matter and their families are so racist.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Crying and stuff breaks your heart, but I'm like, I'm with you, girl. But still.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't compare people to their family. And you definitely can't listen to someone who is not close to their family and have imperative proof that they are not close with their family. You know, Samantha Markle is one of them. I don't know what's going on with Thomas Markle. But I did read the text from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I even put it on video. I try to give people receipts, but they don't listen to you. And I put on a video, and Meghan Markle was trying to get in contact with her father, and her father was not listening. It was texting. We have the security, we have the transportation, we have the hotel, we have everything in place for you to come. He didn't listen to Meghan, so Harry came in. He didn't listen to Harry, and then with Thomas Markle was like, he paraphrased him, but it's literally what he said. I didn't like the way he was coming at me, so, I ain't go. Wow. That's literally what he did. He didn't like how Prince Harry was coming at him, so he just didn't go. So he had like an ego problem or something going on with him.
Her dad is interesting.
Her dad is very interesting. On that note, we're going to end it here. We want to take up too much of your time, but all I'm going to say is stop comparing families. Family do not know the moral identities and the individual person and who they are. Just because they're family doesn't mean what they say is legitimate. It doesn't mean what they say is right. It doesn't mean that they're friends or even know each other. We just so happen to share the same blood. And Samantha Markle case, one of her many different names that this woman have. On that note, we are out. Lexus?
Bye.
Well, that's it for today's podcast. Tune in for Tuesday's podcast.
Oh, yes. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, and we have a lot more coming. No filter, especially you, Mom.
Anyway, talk to you all later.
Well, bye-bye.